founder and CEO of Intuitive IQ. What we do as a company is we create healthy, successful human beings. And what I'm here to talk to you about today is quite simply how to engineer a healthy and successful human being. We've got engineering plans for many things. We've got plans to build bridges, plans to build cars, plans to build boats. So where's the plan to build a human being? Well, the fact is that up until I came around, it didn't exist. But now it does exist because I've done a lifetime of research and testing and implementation, working on both myself as well as with other people, with my clients around the world. And I have identified a map, an engineering map for the human being. And I'm going to share that with you now. I'll let you know up front right now, my website is intuitiveiq.com. I highly recommend that you go there to subscribe. I'll send you my ebook for free, which talks a lot about what I'm talking about today, and you get a lot of other great benefits as well. So welcome, nice to have some viewers here with me today on Facebook. Hello, Facebook world. So how do we engineer a healthy and successful human being? And by the way, while I'm talking about this, please, 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 post some comments so I can respond to that. You can ask me questions about what I'm talking about here, or you can just simply ask me a question about your own health and your own success, and I will answer it for you as best as I can, okay? So how to engineer a healthy, successful human being? Well, first and foremost, human beings are built upon a foundation, okay? And a foundation is required for anything that you build, whether you're building a house or you're building a bridge, you're building a car. You've got to have a strong, solid foundation in order to have a healthy machine. And so the foundation of a human being is what I call self-intelligence, and that is the very first primary component of a human being. Now, what is self-intelligence? Your self-intelligence is essentially your self-esteem, which is, do you value your worth and abilities? Your self-awareness, do you have a dynamic and clear understanding of who you are and what you do and how you do it and why? Your self-trust, do you trust yourself to make the right decisions to create a healthy person and create a successful person? And do you have self-belief? Do you believe in your ability to become healthy and become successful? Self-intelligence also encompasses something which, you hear a lot of people talking about, which is life purpose. And that is simply, do you have a clear understanding of why you are here, what you are doing in this world, and why you are waking up every day and doing what you do? And I can tell you right now, it works very, very simply. The higher your self-esteem, the higher your self-awareness, the higher your self-trust, the higher your self-belief, and the more connected you are to your purpose, the healthier you are and the more successful you will be. So self-intelligence is the first foundational component of a healthy, successful human being. So welcome, we got some more viewers here. I am Mike Rose, founder and CEO of Intuitive IQ. Website's intuitiveiq.com. Always encourage people to go there and subscribe. I'll send you my ebook for free, and you'll learn a lot about yourself, a tremendous amount about how to become a more healthy and a more successful human being. So today we're talking about how to engineer a healthy human being. We started with self-intelligence. The next major foundational component of a human being is your emotional intelligence. Emotional intelligence isn't something that's really taught in the schools. It is so absolutely crucial to your health. I define emotional intelligence as the emotional state of being that you are living in most often, as well as your ability to have emotional control, which is to control your emotions in stressful situations or traumatic situations, and even beyond that, to access any emotional state of being that you want to, whenever you want to. It's a tremendous talent to have, but it's way more than just a talent. It is what is required. You need to live in higher emotional states of being, like passion and freedom and joy and empowerment and love and gratitude, in order to be a healthy, successful human being. If you are living in emotional states of being like regret or anger or revenge or, worse, depression, hopelessness, you're not going to be healthy, you're not going to be successful, and in fact, it's going to wreak havoc on your life. Okay? So we are engineering a healthy, successful human being. And we are doing that by first increasing our self-intelligence, becoming a human being that has high self-esteem and high self-awareness and high self-trust and high self-belief and is connected to our purpose in life. We are creating a healthy, successful human being through our emotional intelligence by developing emotional control and accessing higher emotional states of being and living in higher emotional states of being as much of the time as possible. We've got 9 viewers here, 8 viewers, it was 10 viewers. Thank you so much for joining me today. I'm Mike Rose, CEO of Intuitive IQ. I'm talking about how to engineer a healthy, successful human being. If you have questions about it, please post comments. If you have questions just about your own life, about how to become more healthy, more successful, maybe you have a problem you're trying to solve, you can't solve, ask me, and I'll help you out as best as I can. So the third foundational component required to engineer a healthy, successful human being is what I call healing intelligence. Your healing intelligence enables you to heal your mental and emotional traumas, your failures, and we all have them. I've had a tremendous amount of them in my past, which I've talked about in other live shows. We all have problems in our life with relationships, with personal failures, with abuses we might suffer. You know, the list goes on, and the reality of the situation is that in order to engineer your healthy, successful self, you've got to heal your mental and emotional traumas. How that happens, there's a number of ways it can happen, but we're not going to get so much into that today. Right now, we're just going to focus on the fact that it must happen, okay? So, self-intelligence, emotional intelligence, healing intelligence. Oh, thank you for the question. Wonderful. The next foundational component of engineering your healthy and successful self is your diet and exercise routine. It is really just extraordinary how much your diet and exercise routine affects your ability to be healthy and your ability to be successful. I was a professional level tennis player very young. I've been an athlete since I could walk, and it still took me a long time to really understand not so much the exercise side of things, but the diet side, how certain foods affect your energy level, affect your brain function, how certain supplements enable you to have peak energy and peak brain function. And so this quite simply is the fourth foundational component of human health and human success, having a solid diet and exercise routine. So for all of you who have joined late, I am Mike Rose, founder and CEO of Intuitive IQ. I help many people around the world to be more healthy and successful. Website's intuitiveiq.com. Encourage you to go there and subscribe. I'll send you my ebook for free, and you'll get lots of other great benefits for that. Today we are talking specifically about how to engineer a healthy, successful human being, and we do that, as we've already covered, by having high self-intelligence, self-esteem, self-awareness, self-trust, self-belief, being connected to our life purpose, by having high emotional intelligence, living in higher emotional states of being like freedom, joy, passion, empowerment, love, and gratitude, having good emotional control, healing our past mental and emotional traumas, and having a good diet and exercise routine. Well, I'm sure you can all imagine how doing that, creating those high levels of intelligence in those areas are going to completely transform your life, completely transform your health and your success. And now we get into another form of intelligence, which is social intelligence. But as it turns out, social intelligence isn't just how you interact with others, but it's also how you interact with yourself. And what I'm talking about here is boundaries. Boundaries are the next major, fundamental, core component of a healthy human being and of a successful human being. Boundaries are simply what you are willing to allow yourself to do and who you are willing to allow into your life. What kind of business you are willing to work at or not, what kind of people you're willing to hang out with or not, and what you are willing to allow yourself to do. For example, what foods you're willing to eat, or whether you're willing to do drugs, or those kinds of things. So as I teach the people that I work with, the boundaries that we create are boundaries somewhere between an acceptable level boundary and an ideal boundary. And essentially, the acceptable level boundary is what you need. You need to have respectful people in your life. You need to have people who accept you for who you are, and so on and so forth. Ideally, you want to have people that you can thrive with in a team environment, people that you can really have tremendous thriving relationships with. So that's one example of how you would create healthy boundaries. But for the purpose of this show, we're just talking about the fundamentals of human health and success. Just want to make it very clear that boundaries is the next major component of human health and human success. And I believe very strongly, last but not least, that strategic intelligence, having the ability to create and effectively implement a strategic plan, is the next foundational component of human health and human intelligence. It's something that we need to possess if we're going to be healthy and we're going to be successful. Otherwise, we're just having goals, we're making a decision about what we might want to go achieve, and then we're giving it our best shot. It's not the most intelligent way to go about it, and it definitely leads to a much lower level of health and a much lower level of success. There's other forms of intelligence as well that are very, very important when we're talking about engineering a healthy and successful human being. Self-intelligence is really self-perception. Perception intelligence, what I call perception intelligence, is external perception, perception of external realities such as other people, situations, humanity, life, death. The healthier that your perception is of these external realities to yourself, the healthier you're going to be and the more successful you're going to be. I am Mike Rose. Thank you so much for joining me. I'm going to continue with this. I am the founder and CEO of Intuitive IQ. The website's intuitiveiq.com. Go there, subscribe for free. I'll send you my ebook. You'll get lots of other great benefits. I promise you. It will be well worth your while. You will never receive anything from me other than something that helps you be a more healthy and successful human being. So today we're talking about how to engineer a healthy, successful human being. We have covered 7 of the 9 crucial forms of intelligence in this show, and there are others. The first is self-intelligence, emotional intelligence, healing intelligence, health intelligence, which is your diet and exercise. We've got boundaries, which is part of social intelligence. We've got perception intelligence. We've got strategic intelligence. What else do we need in order to become a healthy, successful human being? Well, we need to have intuitive intelligence. We need to be connected to our intuition, which is a gift that we've been given, which enables us to know the answers to things without thought. I've talked about this extensively. I talk about it in my book. I talk about it with all my clients. Essentially, what makes us different from, let's say, a dog or a lion or a monkey is that they are functioning purely on intuitive intelligence and also, of course, according to instinct, whereas human beings are functioning according to instinct and intuitive intelligence, but also we have the ability for complex thought, for analysis, and for reason. And so that can sometimes create a conflict between our intuitive knowing and our rational mind. So it is very important to become a healthy, successful human being, to develop your intuitive intelligence, and there's different ways that you can do that. I talk about that in another show. And when you develop your intuitive intelligence, it will dramatically increase your ability to be healthy and successful. Last but not least, one of the biggies, creative intelligence. Everything that we do, I talk about this in my book, when you make a sandwich for yourself for lunch, you are creating something. You are creating that sandwich by the choices that you make, what you decide to use for bread, what you're putting in between the bread. It is a creation. Everything that you do is a creation. How you dress, how you walk, how you talk. Yourself is a creation, and you have the ability, therefore, to create yourself into whoever you want to be. I refer to this as coming from my actor training, creating the character of your successful self. And the truth is that you do have the ability, just as an actor has the ability to create a character, you have the ability to transform yourself into whatever character you want to be. And so creative intelligence is incredibly important, and the higher of a level that you are functioning at creatively, the more healthy and successful you're going to be. You know, Einstein said that everybody had creative genius. I agree with him, because I call it self-intelligence. I don't call it creative genius, but ultimately I believe that everyone has the ability to do something that is very unique and very special that no one else can do. That essentially every human being is unique and special. And this is really the core aspect of self-intelligence, self-awareness, to understand how you are unique and special and what you uniquely have to offer this world. So I would love to get some questions. Otherwise, I'm going to ramble on a little bit more about how to create a healthy, successful human being. We've pretty much covered everything, but I'm going to just go through it one more time so that it's clear and that you understand it. And if you have any questions, I'd love to get them from you. To create a healthy, successful human being, to engineer a healthy, successful human being, you must have high self-intelligence, which is self-esteem, self-awareness, self-trust, self-belief. Be connected to your life purpose. You need to have high emotional intelligence. Live in higher emotional states of being, like freedom and joy and passion and empowerment and love and gratitude. Have excellent emotional control, healing intelligence to heal your past mental and emotional traumas. Health intelligence to have an excellent diet and exercise routine. Perception intelligence, so you perceive other people and situations and humanity in a positive way, in a way that benefits your ability to be healthy and successful rather than hurting you. Okay? Social intelligence, boundaries. You have very clear, healthy boundaries in your interpersonal relationships as well as with yourself. Strategic intelligence, you have the ability to create and implement strategic plans successfully. And intuitive intelligence, you're connected to your intuitive knowing, so that when you meet people, when you ask yourself questions about should I do this, should I do that, you get truthful answers that you can trust back. And last but not least, your creative intelligence, that you are operating at a high creative level for yourself, so that you are bringing your unique gifts to the world and you are creating your successful future self. You are creating the human being that you want to be. So I would have loved to get some questions from you, but I don't have any yet. So if I get some, I will answer them. Otherwise, we're going to talk a little bit more about how to create, how to engineer a healthy, successful human being. Now that we understand how all of these different forms of intelligence that we need to increase to be healthy and successful, we can take a look at our life and we could say, okay, what kind of life do we need to be healthy and successful? Now, this is a really, really interesting question, something I've been working with my clients with a lot lately. Again, I am Mike Rose, founder and CEO of Intuitive IQ, for those who are just coming now. IntuitiveIQ.com is the website, and I highly recommend you subscribe to get my ebook for free and lots of other cool benefits. When we're talking about what kind of life you need to have in order to be healthy and successful, I've done a lot of research on this. I've set my own life up this way. I help my clients set it up this way. And the major components of a healthy and successful life are your health, which is mental health, emotional health, physical health, spiritual health, your home life, having a sacred space and a safe space to live in and work in a healthy way and to have peace of mind. And then your business, you've got to have a business that, first of all, you're working a lot, so you've got to like your business. You know, ideally, you're going to love your business and love being there. And it's got to be bringing you financial success. You've got to be able to be financially stable and really, ideally, to be financially thriving. Third is your personal passion. We all have personal passions, and we don't necessarily do them for business. For example, you might have a personal passion for travel or for adventure or for music, but you're not a professional adventurer or musician. Well, you need to make sure that you spend a certain amount of time each week traveling or playing music or taking adventures, because that fulfills you on a personal level, and you need to be personally fulfilled in order to be healthy and successful. And as you can imagine, the more personally fulfilled that you are, the more healthy and successful you're going to be. Okay? Then we have your social life, and then we have your love life. On the social side, we are social beings. We all need to have a strong social network. It doesn't need to be 1 million people. It doesn't matter if you have 5,000 Facebook friends or not, but you need 5 to 10 people that you can rely on, that you trust, that support you mentally and emotionally, and that you support them. You need that in order to be a healthy, successful human being. And last but not least is love. I mean, we are loving beings. I truly believe that every human being wants to be loved deep down, more than anything, wants to be loved as well as love. And so it doesn't matter what your gender is, it doesn't matter what your sexual orientation is. You need to have someone in your life that you can share intimate love with in order to be healthy and in order to be successful. So that is it. I think we've come to the end of our show today. It's been a lot of fun, a lot of information. Fortunately, this is going to be recorded, and so it will be posted on my timeline. You can watch back anytime. You can also go to intuitiveiq.com to subscribe, get my free ebook, and get lots of other incredibly valuable information about Intuitive IQ on my blog page, which has several other recorded shows that I've done, as well as an entire wealth of information on how to become more healthy and how to become more successful. If you'd like to work with me personally, or you just have a question that you would like me to answer, a big problem you're having you'd like me to help you solve, you can always reach me through the contact link at intuitiveiq.com, or just by emailing me at info@intuitiveiq.com. Thank you so much for joining me. This is a blast. This is my personal passion, being here with you on video, talking about Intuitive IQ, talking about what I love, talking about how to be a more healthy and successful human being. That is my purpose in this life, to create myself, to engineer myself to be as healthy and successful as possible, and to help you be as healthy and successful as possible. So if there's any way that I can help, please let me know. Until next time, I am Mike Rose, broadcasting from beautiful Bel Air. You take care. Have a great day. Talk to you later. Bye.